Hi guys, this is your neurologist here, Nii Borire. Thanks for watching this video. I just thought of talking to you about one of the structures in the body that is related to what I do on a daily basis, and that's the spinal cord. The spinal cord. I'm not sure whether you can see this clearly. Now, this is a model of the spinal cord surrounded by what we call the vertebral column. The vertebral column is made up of bones, which are called vertebral bones, and they form the spine. So you've got the spinal cord in this bony cage. This bony cage is meant to protect the spinal cord, but the bony cage is also flexible, and that's why you've got this disc. You see this red object there, or this gel-like material? It's a disc, and the disc is meant to allow flexibility so that the vertebral column can move, the spine can move, it's flexible. So that's why we can bend and we can move backwards. Our spines are not rigid, they're flexible. Okay, and there are some people who are really flexible. I'm sure you know those who are flexible. We usually say they've got a hypermobility syndrome. They're quite mobile, but that's something different. Now, you know the reason why I'm talking about the spinal cord today? It's just one reason why. And that idea just came to mind, that if I were to ask you what is the commonest cause of spinal cord injury, I'm sure a lot of you would mention trauma, road traffic accidents, gunshot injuries, people falling from heights, and all kinds of accidents. And you'll be correct, because those are the ones we see on TV, people having injury, people playing soccer or playing rugby league and getting themselves injured, having spinal cord, problems. But what if I tell you that the commonest cause of spinal cord problems arise from diseases of the vertebral column? What that means is that the structure that is meant to protect the spinal cord hurts it the most. The commonest problems, or the most common problems we have with the spinal cord, arise from diseases or disorders of the vertebral column itself. It could be the bones shifting on each other. It could be arthritic spores, or what we call spondylitic spores, coming from the bone and pressing on the cord. Or it could even be a disc, a ruptured disc. Sometimes if you have a ruptured disc, I'm not sure whether you can see that clearly, but if you have a ruptured disc, that disc can actually press on the spinal cord. A ruptured disc can do that, and that's quite common. People having disc bulges or ruptured discs pressing on the spinal cord. That's actually much more common than road traffic accidents, causing spinal cord injury. Do you know why this is important and why I'm saying this today? I'm saying this today because sometimes the structures that are meant to protect us can actually limit us or hurt us. There are many times that we build structures around our ideas, we build structures around our homes, we build structures around our vision, around our assignments. But those structures are meant to, yes, help us to a certain extent. But the time may come when we outgrow those structures, and those structures which are initially meant to help us grow may harm us. I'm not sure whether you've planted a tree before, but many people, when they plant a tree, they have this sort of a supporting structure to help the tree grow. But once the tree comes out to a particular height, if you still have that structure there, it would limit the growth of the tree, and that can actually become more negative than positive. You've got to look at yourself now. What are those structures you've built around yourself that are actually limiting your growth? What are the structures you've built around yourself that are actually hurting your dreams and hurting your aspirations and pulling you down? Maybe you've outgrown some of your friends. Maybe your vision has outgrown some of your relationships. Maybe it's time to move on. Maybe it's time to start afresh. Maybe it's time to go back to school. Maybe it's time to do something new. You've got to really reflect on that right now. And that's why I'm sharing this with you, that the spine that's meant to protect the spinal cord can actually harm the spinal cord itself. And that some of those structures, some of us, we've built supporting structures around mentors that still enforce their own way of doing things on you. You have a mentor who's still talking and sharing their own experience in good faith. They may be sharing their experience in good faith, but all they're sharing is just not workable for you in this day and age, and you still stick with them, but you're trying to work out their own formula in your own life, not understanding that everyone is different and that your mentor's life will be different from yours. Your mentor may be there to guide you in the early stages, but a time will come when you've got to break free. And I'm not saying you should not be accountable to anyone. No, that's not what I am saying. But you've got to be careful to make sure that the supporting structures you build around yourself are not hurting you. So, even though external impacts and accidents can damage the spinal cord, and they're often dramatic and often reported on TV, but the vast majority of people that I see with spinal cord injuries have not been victims of accidents. They're victims of their own very spine. The same structure that is meant to protect their cord actually does damage to them. So be careful of your spine, be careful of the people around you, be careful of the relationships that you have. Make sure you review them from time to time to make sure that these people are contributing to your growth and not limiting your growth. I hope this video has been of help to you. Once again, I'm a neurologist, a transformational speaker, and a change agent. If you have not followed me on Facebook and Instagram, please do so. And if you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go there right now and subscribe to my YouTube channel at Niyi Borere. I'd love to see you again. Till then, stay blessed. Cheers.